Let's talk about how to modify common core exercises to ensure that you are staying safe, whether you have already resolved diastasis recti and you've moved on to our more challenging Surpass program, or whether you're still on your journey to heal or to prevent abdominal separation during the pregnancy. These are really important tips that you can bring to whatever physical activities that you are doing. Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about planks. So in Surpass, we have a lot of full planks and variations on those, still, dynamic, mountain climbers, etc. So how can we make sure that you are ready and that you are performing those safely? Well, first of all, let's get into a plank and I will show you how you want to perform those core compressions. Okay. So if we're in a full plank, and again, if you are still working to resolve diastasis recti, you won't even enter a full plank. But if you have resolved, you're in Surpass, and you're doing a full plank, first of all, core compressions throughout. Ha, 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 ha. So you're keeping your abs close to the spine and breathing. Now, if you start to fatigue, bend the knees. So you can continue here. Ha, 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 ha. Ha. If you start to feel like, oh, I could maybe go back up into that full plank, then you can go back up. Ha, ha, ha. And you can also always just pause and give yourself a complete rest moment and then resume when you feel ready. Ha, ha, ha. Good. So the important thing to keep in mind is that it's better to be conservative and to think, I will just do 10 seconds or 15 seconds, kind of pause when you need to pause, rather than thinking you need to stay in that plank the full 30 seconds, just because that's what the exercise video is doing. So listen to your body and ensure that you are engaging the core compression and that you are breathing. Okay, what about a push-up? So, if a full push-up starts to feel like a lot, like you're not quite ready to do that with good core activation and breathing, I suggest trying an eccentric push-up, and we have these in the Every Mother library. So you're going to take a breath to prepare, and then exhale all the way down. Give my weight to the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, abs lift me up from the knees. Good. Let's do it one more time. So full plank to start. Exhale all the way down. My weight is on the floor. Bend the knees, take a breath. Exhale, abs lift me up. Beautiful. Okay, so that's a great way, the eccentric push-up, to work your way up from modified knee push-ups to full push-ups safely, keeping your core absolutely guarded the entire time. All right, what are some common moves that you might experience if you're going to an exercise class or working with somebody like a trainer, where you really cannot keep your abs safe? How can you modify those? Let's start with a double leg lift. So as you will recall, we never want to do a double leg lift from backline position because that will always compromise the connective tissue front and center as well as your back. And if you're ever in a class and you notice people doing double leg lifts from the backline position, you will see everybody's abs bulging and disc bulging, and it's just not a pretty sight. So how can we do this safely? You can modify and make it a one leg lift rather than a double leg lift. So you want to place one hand on the belly to kind of monitor your core and keep one foot planted. So then you'll extend one foot at a time, take a breath, exhale. My abs flatten to the spine as I lift the leg. Inhale as I lower, exhale. Good. So you'll just need to anticipate, if everyone's doing a double leg lift, about halfway through you'll switch and do the opposite leg. But that way you can ensure that you are keeping your abs, your core absolutely safe, and you're not risking injury. Okay, what are some other exercises? Crunch, most common exercise. Now, anytime somebody does a full crunch, meaning that they lift their shoulders off the floor, they will bulge their abs forcefully forward. It's the biomechanics of that movement. So we are not going to do a crunch. Even after we've resolved DR, it's not a safe movement. So instead, you can do a waist cincher. What is a waist cincher? It's like all the benefits of the crunch without any of the collateral damage. So you want to place one hand under the head, one hand on the belly. You're going to take a breath to prepare. And then I'm going to keep my shoulders glued to the mat. And I'm going to just nod my head yes as I flatten my abs. So I am engaging my deepest core muscle, the transverse abdominis. I'm engaging the full length of my rectus abdominis. That little head nod really helps recruit the upper abs. But I'm doing that while keeping my belly button tight to the spine so I'm not bulging and compromising the connective tissue. So that waist cincher exercise is a great alternative to a crunch, and it's almost imperceptibly different to somebody who's just walking through a class, so you can feel like you're part of the class doing your safe waist cincher rather than a crunch. If you have tension in your neck and shoulders, you might want to do a waist anchor exercise instead. So you'll keep one hand on the belly, and then you're going to inhale as you lower the straight arm overhead, and exhale. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, flattening and firming the abs. You can also do this as a pulsing exercise. Ha, 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 ha. So with a waist anchor, with a weight, instead of using your head to add challenge to the upper abs, you're using that weight in your arm as the lever that adds challenge to the upper abs. But it's a great way to strengthen, flatten, firm, tone your core muscles without any collateral damage on the connective tissue. Okay, one more exercise. What is the most common obliques exercise? Bicycle crunches. And a lot of people think that's the only or best way to train the obliques, but that's a myth. In fact, whenever we do a forward flexion where your abs bulge forward like a crunch and combine that with a twist, we're really compromising that connective tissue. So a waist cincher in twist is my favorite exercise to work the obliques safely while also engaging the deep transverse abdominis. To do this, you want to drop your knees to one side so you're getting into a relaxed spinal twist. So my shoulders are square to the ceiling, my hips are square approximately to a wall. I'm going to place one hand on the belly, one hand under the head, and then I'm going to take a breath and exhale as I nod my head, lifting only my head, chin to the chest. With each head lift, I'm flattening my belly into the spine. Now, if I want to reach over and feel my obliques, I have a very, very strong, clear indication that the obliques are firing because I can feel that band of muscle that's right along my waist engage like a rope. So, one more. It's literally pushing my thumb up, that muscle, which is my obliques. Okay, so what about if you have neck tension? Then you can replace this with just core compressions. So then I can place one hand over the belly to make sure the direction of movement is flattening towards the spine. The other hand can come and feel those obliques. So I'm going to take a breath. Exhale. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. Flattening the belly into the spine. Ha, ha. While I engage the obliques. And the final variation here is a waist anchor in twist. So I'll take a weight, I'll lower the weight overhead as I take a breath, and then exhale, ha, flattening the belly into the spine. Inhale as I lower, and exhale, ha. And again, this can also be a pulsing exercise. Ha, 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 ha. So with every single rep, I am very firmly and clearly flattening the center of my abdomen into the spine. I'm engaging the obliques, and the entire circumference of my core is firming, toning, and strengthening. And this is all done while keeping the back safe and the connective tissue that runs front and center that we've been working to heal absolutely safe.